Hello, this is Patrick with Lone Wolf Software, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to quickly create a new vehicle in our product Automotive Wolf Car Care software for Windows, and show you how to create it and get it configured so that you can track the maintenance schedule, parts, expenses, just about everything else you can think of. So what you see on your screen now is Automotive Wolf, and we have a lot of vehicles that we're monitoring currently with software. As you can see, we're monitoring a bunch of vehicles here. In fact, we have several cars. We're monitoring an RV, monitoring a generator, and just all kind of different vehicles. You can monitor almost anything, the maintenance schedules with this software. So we're going to create an F-150 today. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is click on this Create button. And you have several different options here. You can create, you might want to monitor a lawnmower, or you might want to monitor a boat, large truck, motorcycle, something that's tracked hourly. In this case, we're going to do we're just going to select the car or standard truck option. Now this is important that you choose the right one because it will load specific maintenance requirements for the type of vehicle that you've selected, whether it's a boat or a motorcycle or car. So it is important that you try to choose the right one here. Click OK. Now we have to enter some basic information like the make and model. As I said, we're going to create a Ford F-150, so we're going to select Ford. Go over here and find the F-150. Now, if your exact model, specific model, is not in the list, you can click in the box and modify it so that it's identifiable for you. So you might want to enter whatever customization you want to make. You can click in the box to do that. In this case, we're going to create an older vehicle. So let's say we're going to create a 2009. And here you can select an image of the vehicle. We're just going to skip that for now. Click OK. And now we have to enter some basic parameters for the vehicle to start the monitoring of the vehicle. So the current odometer, we're going to say is at 50,000 miles. It's an older vehicle. Click OK. Anywhere in Automotive Wolf where you see red text in the window, you can click on the red text and it'll open up a numerical keypad. Makes it easy to enter the numbers. So just click on this, and here we're entering the distance driven per year. So average is about 15,000 miles. Enter 15,000. Approximate miles per gallon, we're going to say is about 15. And approximate fuel cost per gallon is really high right now. So we're going to say it's $5. Insurance payment, approximately $100 per month. And this window is now finished. You go click OK. Go to the next window, and here you have 4 different basic maintenance schedule options that you can select from. Basic, low maintenance, medium, typical, full, very high maintenance setting, or a minimum, you'll just do it yourself. So there's almost nothing that's enabled. You have to do everything yourself with this option. In this case, we're just going to choose the basic. Now, don't spend a lot of time on this. Basically, when you choose one of these options, it determines how many of the generic maintenance requirements are enabled for the vehicle that you've selected or that you're creating. So more maintenance requirements are enabled if you choose, let's say, the high setting as compared to the basic setting. In this case, we're just going to choose basic. Again, all these maintenance requirements can be disabled later after the vehicle is created. You can customize them, edit them, change them, delete them, even create new ones. So you don't have to spend a lot of time on this. Just choose the one that feels right for you. Go down now to this distance driven since the last oil change. So we'll say that we changed the oil in this vehicle 1,000 miles ago. And next, click OK. And that's it. The vehicle's now been created in the database. See the Ford F-150 here. Oh, actually, I just remembered we do have an image that we can add for this vehicle. So let's do that right now real quick. Here's the F-150. So we get a nice pretty picture there. You can enter your own photo of your vehicle. Of course, if you have an image that's available for your vehicle, you can enter it there. So now we have the F-150 selected. We see this vehicle status gauge is between good and okay. And this vehicle is at 50,000 miles and has no maintenance history that's been entered. So there are going to be some requirements that were due before 50,000 that are going to be due now. So the first thing to do, I recommend, is to go right away. Right now we have the maintenance tab here selected. There's no maintenance history, so you haven't actually entered anything, so that's why it's empty. But if you go over here to the What's Due tab, you'll see these are the maintenance requirements that are currently due for the vehicle. And all these maintenance requirements were due before 50,000 miles, and that's why they're showing up. You go to the pending, then we did enter that the oil change was done 1,000 miles, so that's what's pending in the future. Go back to the do now, and I would recommend you do this, especially for vehicles that are older, that have no maintenance history. After you create the vehicle, go into the what's due tab, and you can right click on any of these and set them back, change them to your personal preferences. For example, the air filter here, replace, just right click on it, click edit, and you see that right now it's being monitored by both distance and time. That's why it says both. So let's say we want to just monitor this by distance. Let's click on distance. It was saying that it was due at 12,000 miles, so we have 50,000 miles in the vehicle. Let's say we don't want to change it till 75,000 miles. So simply enter 75,000 miles when it's next due, and the reschedule, this is used whenever you satisfy the requirement. It's going to be automatically rescheduled for you according to this parameter. So let's say we want to change the air filter every 25,000 miles. So enter 25,000 for that. Here you can display a reminder or display a gauge for the requirement. We'll say display a gauge. Click OK. Here's the gauge now for the air filter that you just added. And you see that it's now going to be in the pending. Air filter is now pending. Next due is 75,000. So let's go back to the do now. And again, I would recommend you go through all of these after you create the vehicle, especially, as I said, if it's an older vehicle, and go through them and set them back or do whatever you want to them so that they're set to your personal preferences. Now, let's say today that we actually did do some work on the vehicle. Let's say we check the oil level today. So you can just double click on this. Then you're presented now with a screen where you can enter the fact that you check the oil level. So you can see the odometer has already been filled out at 50,000 miles. You can enter your name if you serviced it yourself. This is just an inspection, oil check levels. He's already entered for you. And in this case, let's say that we also check the tire pressure. So you can add other requirements to be satisfied with one record. And you do that by just clicking on the link additional maintenance, click on the add button. And in this case, we wanted to say that we check the tire pressure. So you can just, these are all on the left side are all the requirements that are currently enabled for this vehicle. So we wanted to say that we also check the tire pressure. So you just click on that, click it to the add button, click OK. And now you're adding a linked item here, which is tires, check pressure, and the additional item, oil, check level. Click OK. And you can see both of those have been now removed from the what's due list now. Click on pending. Now you can see they both automatically been rescheduled for you according to the parameters, date, time, or mileage that you have entered for your personal preferences you've entered for the vehicle. So they're now in the pending and due in the future. Let's go back to the due now. And again, you should go through these requirements that are due now and reset them, or if you want to go ahead and satisfy them like we just did a second ago. If you click on the maintenance tab, you'll see that here's the record that we just added, oil check level, and you can see that we have the inspection that was added here. If you click on link, you'll see the tire pressure that was added too, and also you can see here when we selected the record that we just added, you see that there's an inspection and the tires were also checked, the pressure and the tread wear. So everything's been entered for you automatically, and this is basically your vehicle maintenance log. And as you satisfy requirements for your vehicle, the vehicle maintenance log is very detailed and be filled out for you as you go along. One other thing, now you can see there's a lot of things. So this vehicle at this point is configured, and you are monitoring it, and you can have it set. You can set it up to send you text message reminders when the oil change is due or whatever requirements are due. It'll automatically send you a text message reminder or an email reminder. So that makes it really easy so you don't forget anything that's due. It's important to keep up with your maintenance schedule. That'll definitely improve the reliability and increase the lifespan of your vehicle. We have a lot of options here. You can do an analysis of the vehicle, cost analysis. You can track fuel. You have a parts list for the vehicle. These are some of the parts for our other vehicles that have been entered. And there's just a lot of things you can do. And in fact, in this case, since it's a 2009, I'll show you the specs option here. So Automotive Wolf includes a database that covers most vehicles from 1949 through 2010. Now it stops in 2010 because the database that we purchased from the company that compiled these numbers, they went out of business in 2010, but we still include this database. It covers all the manufacturer specs for almost every vehicle from 1949 through 2010. We include the database because we have a lot of people, and you can see it actually found this vehicle in the database. We include it because we have a lot of customers that like to track older vehicles. If your vehicle is after 2010, 2011, you can enter this information yourself manually by going to the manufacturer's website, finding the info, and you can come to the specs tab, right click, and you can add a new technical specification. So you can enter this information yourself manually or add new things to this list. But for this 2009 Ford F-150, it did find it in the database. And you can see it's already filled out and pre-filled a lot of information. For example, the max power is 248. And you can go down, you can see it's 4-speed, gives you some information, tires, tire size, just a lot of different information that you might find interesting for the vehicle. And you can add things, fuel tank capacity. You can add things as you go along just to keep information on your vehicle handy. So that's pretty much it for today. We were able to configure this vehicle in probably about 5 minutes. And thanks for watching, and look for more videos in the future.